This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, friends, in this BA Master Program. So I think this is our 10th session. So in this 10th session, what we are going to discuss is, okay, maybe I think lab number 10, I am thinking. So what we are going to discuss, how to copy multiple tables from SQL database to data lake storage Gen 2. Gen 2. Basically, this is the lab, but I'll tell you what are the changes with respect to the previous lab. Okay. So in previous lab, what we have done is there is a lookup activity, which basically reads the metadata information and it pass all that metadata information to the next activity called which activity? Next activity called which activity we are going to pass that metadata
for each activity.
For each activity. Very good. So for each activity, so for each is kind of an iterator which take a row by row and it is going to pass one by one row to the inner activity. Inside for each, what we have used? Inside for each, what we have used? Copy activity. So what copy activity is basically doing is copy activity is simply copying. Let's imagine there is a scenario. You have a table in the metadata table. In metadata table, you mentioned DBO schema. Cust is the table name. Let me show you here. Let's imagine there is a metadata table like this. Metadata table is having source schema, source table, sync folder. So now DBO slash DBO comma cust out. DBO emp out. DBO order out. So let's say by mistake instead of cust, I said cus. Okay, instead of cust, what I said is like T I forgot. Now what will happen? What will happen to my pipeline? So this is the metadata I have taken. I am running a pipeline. What will happen in this case now? Actually, my table name is cust, but by mistake there is a mistake happened. Or let's say you have given correct one only, but the table is not there with this name. What will happen in these cases?
Pipeline will fail.
Pipeline
Will fail.
Everybody agree on that? Pipeline will fail.
No,
Everybody
I think we have some option to skip whenever any failure.
What you want to skip?
No, if, for example, in the pipeline we have multiple lines. If any one of got failed, we can skip that one. Else we can that one we can choose whether we can go to fail.
That is also logic we need to implement because there is no inbuilt logic to stop on failure of one activity, stop everything. Okay? Especially this copy activity, this particular flow. If one of the table is failing, your for each will not stop. You need to explicitly implement a logic to stop it. That we can do it. But my ultimate what I am asking is, so in this case, what is happening is pipeline is going to fail. How to avoid such type of false scenarios? I'll tell you now. See the pipeline, how I am going to design is. So inside for each, I'll take a activity called get metadata activity. Which activity? This is which activity I'm talking. This is a lookup. Okay. This is called a get metadata activity. Get metadata activity. So what this get metadata activity will do? Get metadata activity basically brings the metadata information like whether table is available or not. What are the files available in the folder? When this particular file is modified, all that information we can get it using get metadata. Now let's say get metadata will give you two things. Get metadata will give you two things: whether table is existed, whether table is not existed. Okay. If the table is existed, get metadata returns true. If the table is not existed, get metadata returns false. Okay. If the table existed, get metadata returns true. If the table is not existed, get metadata returns what? False. Okay, remember. Now, after get metadata activity, I want to take a activity called which activity? Any guesses?
For each.
For each. If activity, very good. If activity, I'll take. So what if activity will do? In the if you will have two conditions. What conditions you will have? On true what you want to do, on false what you want to do. Okay. So inside if there are two things. So inside if there are two things. If it is a true what you want to do, if it is a false what you want to do. Okay. So two conditions are available within the if. Got it? So what I'm saying is if true what you want to do, if false what you want to do. If true means what is the meaning? If it is a true means what is the meaning in this lab?
Table is available.
Very
Can I
good.
go ahead with the next action?
If if activity is true means table is available, table is existed. That is exactly correct answer. Okay. So get metadata returns true. That value you will evaluate here. You will check whether it is a true or false. If it is a true, do something. If it is a false, do something. If it is a true, table is existed. When the table is existed, I want to simply copy the data using copy activity. What you want to do? I want to use a simple copy activity to copy this data. Okay. So if it is a false, I don't want to do anything, just leave it. If you want to put some activity, you can put it. Okay. So first what I will do, first 30 minutes. Now the time is 7:15. So first 30 minutes, I'll just discuss about or I'll try to finish in 25 minutes. Okay. First 25 minutes, I'll just discuss about this lab. Next 20, 20, 40. So what happens is in that case 20, 20, 40, right? So still 20 more minutes we will have. So in that 20 more minutes, I'll talk about some stored procedures, how to collect audit logs and that I will explain. So before that, I am going and explaining to you this particular lab. Is it clear to all of you? Any doubts in this? We all know already lookup is basically bringing the metadata. For each will take all that metadata to iterate through one by one table. So when it is iterating through row by row, if the table is not available, directly copy activity will fail. So I want to control that failure. If the table is not existed, I don't want to copy that table. So for that, I'm using get metadata to check table is existed or not. If it is existed, condition will be true. Inside if I use copy activity to copy my data. Simple, same. Any doubts still here? So I'll take questions for 2 minutes, next 2 minutes. Any questions?
Lookup and metadata, get metadata, both will bring metadata details, right? But different way.
No. See, lookup basically the metadata that we created, it will bring. But get metadata will bring the inbuilt metadata. Example, table is existed or not. We are not storing somewhere to get it. This get metadata activity has some properties. If you use those things, those properties will go and check whether table is existed or not. Similarly, using get metadata, you can ask, can you tell me the files that are available in a folder? Get metadata will go and read all the files that are there under a folder. You are not storing somewhere. Okay, these are the files available in a folder. That information you are not storing. So whatever information manual you are putting, and if you want to read it, that you can read it using lookup. But if you want to get anything dynamically, any information, we are not storing anything. Dynamically, it has to validate and bring it. Then you need to say get metadata. So I'll show you in get metadata what all properties we have, what all we can do using get metadata activity. You'll get more clarity. Clear?
Yes, Malan.
Next, any other questions? Fine, if no questions, let's move on quickly. So first I'll create a SQL database. Create SQL database.
Hello Malaya, this is Sri Lakshmi.
Yes, yes.
Malaya, is there any option? I created SQL database and I left it overnight, but when I check my balance, it is getting on direction like 10, 20 every day, but every day. Is there any option without deleting database? Can we do anything else to save the balance?
Basically, I'll understand that issue because I am not able to focus now on those things. So that the payment issue, we need to look at the cost analysis, why it is taking that much amount and all. We need to check. Okay, so that we will see.
Okay.
So this is the SQL server I created. I hope everybody know. So that's why I'm just creating quickly. Okay, clear. So I'll tell you one more thing here. Come to additional settings. Here you see use existing data sample. Select sample. Okay. So when you select sample, what happens? Adventure works LT. So there is a default data, some tables, some schemas, everything will come. Okay. Just to select this. In additional settings, sample you select, click remove the screen. Simple. I given simple database name, server name, username, password, and I just selected sample. Click create. Okay. Fine, next from here portal.com, click on this. So the database I created, now I'll create data lake store gen 2 quickly. Create storage account. Storage account name is cloud funded ADLS gen 2. How to create data lake store gen 2, enable hierarchical namespace. Click review script.
Malay, one question might be relevant to this.
Yes, yes, yes.
When you create the database, like previously it was showing in INR, now the cost is
This
like
is in US account. This is in US account. Okay. So
okay.
This account was created in US. That's why it is showing in dollars.
Okay. And like previously when you're accessing the Indian account, it was showing like 1,000 rupees. But I think this is like way too much, like $372. Like
Yes,
there's
yes,
some
it is too much. I also understood that there is a problem basically. The problem is it will be time waste. That's why I thought otherwise let me cancel this. That's what I thought of doing again. So let me just cancel this. Okay. I'll tell you how to reduce the cost of the database. So there is a issue where exactly the issue came for them is I'll tell you. Create a SQL database. Choose the same resource group here. Choose the database name. Cloud funded SQL DB. Okay, so like you select the see here workload environment is production. First you select development. First you select development. Next select the server name here. Cloud funded SQL Server 2006 2062. Okay. So I'm just providing username here. Password. Click OK. So first you selected development environment. Next, click configure database here. Here you can see the cost estimations. Okay. So it is 372 USD. Now how we can able to adjust those 372 USDs? So, save money provisions serverless. We are taking very basic one.
In the drop down, it is there, I think. Basic, DTU basic.
Now you just select DTU standard now. Okay, see here 14.72 USD. 14.72 USD means how much? 50.
Yeah, close to 1,000.
Some thousand approximately. Okay, so this is what you need to choose. Okay, here you see standard, DTU standard you can choose. Okay, so that it will just take 14. So many people might be coming with simple. They are taking the default option. That's where the more cost it is taking. So otherwise, just take for rest of the people. Try to use standard for workloads with a typical performance requirement. It will just 14.70 USD. So daily it will be less than $1. Okay, click apply. So but even if you delete immediately, it will be much more lesser. Okay, now come to additional settings, click sample.
Basic is only $5.
Yeah, but the basic will not work for us. Okay. Take sample and click. So because I tried with basic, it is having some issues with very small database. That's why I try to take base standard at least. Okay, but try with basic. If it is working good, otherwise take it as standard. Try all those options. If you have some time, good to practice or explore more things. So database is about to create, and the data next to Gen 2 we already created. Now, just give me a minute. So this is a SQL server I created, but we deleted the SQL server. Okay, so I'm just I don't want to keep this one here. Just to delete this. This is the earlier created SQL server. Server is created while creating database. I just deleted. I cancelled. That's why I'm just deleting the SQL server, which no longer required for us. So I hope I think people got confused today while creating the services. Nothing. You can just create database, data lake storage, Gen 2, however you know, then create the data factory. You don't confuse anything. Git configuration, configure it later. Click review plus create. Click create. Okay. A data factory is created. EDLS Gen 2 is created. SQL database is about to create. Okay. So once that database is created, we can do all of the things quickly. Just wait. Okay. Yeah. Meanwhile, let me explain to you here. See, let's imagine lookup. Okay. Create data set to reference to a metadata table which has source, schema, source table, sync folder, something like this. Okay, cust out, emp out, and so on. You may have. You pass all that information to the for each using at the rate activity of lookup dot output dot value. So it will pass all these 4 items to the for each. Inside for each, you use a get metadata. So dynamic data set to check table existed or not. So you need to pass one by one table name to the get metadata, and you need to say, hey, get metadata, can you check these tables existed or not? For that, property that you need to enable is exists. It checks whether table is existed or not. If it is existed, so then it will be true, otherwise it will be a false. Okay, so how to get metadata written to true or false? How to get that information? Any guesses? At the rate activity of get metadata activity dot output dot exists. If you ask like this, okay, activity of metadata dot output dot exist, you don't require that much complex thing, you don't need to write. So if the output of exists is true, then if condition will be true. If it is a false, the if condition will be false. Okay, two things will be there, true and false. If it is a true, I want to use a simple copy activity to copy. If it is a false, you can use wait activity for waiting some time, or whatever you want to do, you can do. I'll tell you if it is a table is not available, what we need to do and all. So once I introduce the stored procedure activity, I can be able to tell you. Okay, cleared all of you? So this is how the flow is going to come. Now let's go to the database. So what is the step 1 for the database? What is the step 1 for the database? Set server firewall, add client IP, allow edge services and resources to access the server, save it. Okay, now I'm just opening data. The data studio I'm just opening. Go back here, take the server name, come here, click on this, the server name here, SQL login, then password. This is the database, and this is the database. Copy this, cloud fund is SQL DB, put the DB name here, click connect. Till here, I hope everyone is clear. Now you see, expand this. Expand further tables. Do you see some tables here or not? Yes. How you are getting these tables? How you got
Because
this table?
we have selected sample DB.
Very good. That's why. Okay. Create a metadata. It has source schema varchar 50 source table varchar 50 sync folder varchar 3 status varchar 50 is active int. Okay. So something information I'm taking, insert into metadata. So what is the first schema name is, let's say DBO. So error log also I want to, okay, error log table. Where you want to write this data, error status is ready. This is ready for ready to move data from database to the SQL. That's why the status is ready, not done. Okay, is active. Yes, it's an active record. That's why 1. If it is inactive, 0. Okay. Okay. So next schema is sales selecting. Sales selecting. Table name is customer. The case instance to, okay. Cust out. This is also ready and the active record. Just sales LT. Sales LT next to product. Okay, ready and one. Sales LT product model. Okay. Product model. Model. Ready and one. Next. I just forgot to put values here. Next record. Orders. Is it available or not available?
Not available.
Not available. Next. Zero. So in this metadata, you need to understand a lot of use cases. Okay, first use case it says, so date table is client is not loading. That's why client already sent out a mail saying that can you inactivate this row in the metadata table, as we are not sending this date table anymore. So that's why you have inactivated. So this inactive record, I am not going to take it into my pipeline itself. I am not going to take this particular record itself because this is an inactive record. Now, can you all guess it and tell me how to ignore this inactive records, and I want to consider only active records. How you can read only active records in the lookup activity?
If condition.
Before for each, we need to filter out all the one records.
Okay, how you will filter? I am asking.
If age activity is false,
You can use where condition.
Select star from metadata. If you ask like this, it will give you everything. First, let me create this table. Just create a table and inserted this data. Now you say select star from metadata. It will give you everything. Now I don't want the inactive record. So what you can do is active equal to 1. I want only active records. So you see that data table itself will not come into the lookup activity. Now you filter out here itself. So first thing is good. So we are not considering this inactive records. Now next use case is when it comes to here, the table is they are saying they are sending. But when we look at this orders table is not available, what is going to happen in our pipeline? Our pipeline is going to fail. Our pipeline is going to basically fail. So what you need to say is, here the status is ready is there, right? That I want to change it to failed. This order table is not succeeded. So I need to say this is failed. So here this price, this is duplicated record. One second, because this is a duplicate record. Let me just remove it. Okay. Now you see how unique this was. Okay, so now we are going to filter out this at the lookup activity level, but this table we need to check using the get metadata activity. Get metadata activity says that orders table is not available, don't copy. So that will come into the false condition. That I'll show you. Okay, clear? This is clear to all of you now. Any doubts here? No doubts, right? Now come to EDF. Open Azure Data Factory. How many linked services I need? How many linked services I need? Two. Okay. Come to Manage tab. Click linked service. So you can see SQL data. So there's the LS for the SQL DB. Come down. Subscription is this. Server name is this one. Database name is this. Sorry, this one. The username. Test connection. Create it. Click new connection. Data extra Gen 2. LS for AD, LS Gen 2. Subscription is this. Storage account name is basically cloud only TDL. Create it. So two linked services we created. Now let's come to author tab. Create a pipeline. In this first activity which I'm going to use is lookup. Okay, just use lookup activity. What this lookup is going to do? What this lookup will do? Uncheck this because I need all the rows. Click new. It basically reads the metadata which is there in a SQL database. So that's why I'll create a data set for my SQL DB. Linked service is this. So don't select table because we need to filter out some data from the metadata table. Where is metadata? So in this table. So that's why don't select any. Sorry. Yeah. So don't select the table name. Just select linked service. Don't give any table name. Click OK. Here instead of table, as we have not selected table, we need to file a query. What query I need to write here? Select star from metadata. Select star from metadata where is active equal to 1. I need only active records. I don't want inactive records. So that's why I'm just putting is active equal to 1. So you need to put is active equal to 1 here. Okay. Now you just debug this. We'll see what will be the output. Okay. Output of the lookup. Good. Now select here. So these are the values, everything you have copied to clipboard and you just put everything here. Okay, you have all this information here. So now I need to pass value or count to the for each. Which one I need to pass? Value or count?
Value.
Value. So for each, basically you pass the lookup output to the for each. Okay, sequential, dynamic content, select value area, output. See activity of lookup one dot output dot value. Click OK. Now inside for each, we were using copy activity, but today what we are going to use is get metadata activity. So first activity, what I'm going to use get metadata. What get metadata is basically doing here, it has to verify table is existed or not. Okay, clear? Srija, clear? Rudri, Sri Lakshmi. It has to check whether table is existed or not. Where the tables are available, Rudri? Where tables available?
In a lookup.
In?
In lookup, sir. That
Not in lookups. Oh my God. Tables are available in the, that is metadata information. The actual tables are available where? SQL database. So now if you want to check any table is existed or not using get metadata, you need to connect to the database. For that, come to settings, create a new data set to the SQL database, because I need to check tables available or not in the database. That's why I need to create a one more data set. Get metadata. So this will input service. Don't select one table, because we have multiple tables. We need to pass one by one table name, and we need to check this table is existed or not. This table is existed. That's why don't select one table. Okay. So I have not selected any table. Now, how you will pass one by one table name to this data set? How to pass one by one? Only Prithvi tell me how to pass one by one table name to this particular data set.
sir, go to parameters, sir.
How many parameters we need?
We need 2 parameters, sir.
Why two?
For schema and for table, we need to.
Very good. One is for source schema, another one is for the source table. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now come to connection, click edit.
Yes,
Here you can select the source schema. Here you can select the source table. Okay, clear. So this is the same data set that we created. Now you see, get metadata is basically asking the source schema and source table. You need to pass one by one. How to pass one by one? Item dot src
source schema.
And that source schema. Similarly here also. Second dot source. Till here everybody know. So I passed one by one table name, but what you want to do? Field list. Here you need to say what you want. You want column count, how many columns are there in this table you want to check, or you want to check this table is existed or not, or you want to check the structure of the table, the column names, data types, all those things you want to check. Which one you want to check out of these three?
Exist.
Okay. Now what will happen? Let's debug once again. Now, can you all guess it and tell me how many times get metadata activity execute? Sri Lakshmi, tell me how many times get metadata execute? Rija, how many times get metadata will execute? How many times? For each table, one time means how many times? 5 times, okay. See, what is the first table it passed? You can see a DBO error log. What is the output? What is the output? You see exists. True or false? True. Okay, next. These are sales customer. Existed or not? True. Sales LT product. Existed or not? True. Sales LT product model. Existed or not? True. The last one. Sales LT orders. Existed or not? What it returns? What it returned?
False.
False.
So now, if I want to take this exist value, what is the dynamic content I need to write? If I need to take this exists, what is the dynamic content that I need to take?
Output dot
At
At
the
the
rate
rate
of,
activity of get metadata dot output dot exist.
very good. At the rate activity of get metadata dot output dot exists. Okay, good. Now go here. So if get metadata return the false or true, doesn't matter, just come to if condition, put that if condition here. The activity, this is a true, this is false. Okay, the expression, what is the expression I need to put here? Expression is here, you see, get metadata exists. Okay, so get metadata one exists, just select, automatically tell output dot exists. Click OK. So this may give you two things. It may give you true, this may give you false. If this result given true, what you want to do? If it is a true, just click here pen. If it is a true, what you want to do? True means table is existed. I want to copy the data. Okay. So I want to copy the data. So for copying data, from where you want to copy the data?
Source table.
Database. So for SQL database, to pass the table names one by one, I already created a one data set, the GM. Okay, general data set. Okay, this is basically. So you see, you just have to pass the schema name and the source table name. So already I created a parameters in this data set and selecting. So I can able to reuse same data set here. Here what happens? You pass your source schema. How to pass source schema? The rate item dot source schema. Click here, at the rate item dot source table. Click OK. Okay. Source schema, source table. There are two things. Now basically we're selecting this particular table one by one. Come to sync. You want to write that data into the output. Okay, where you want to write in the output? Into data extra gen 2 as a CSV. Data set is a linked service. First one is that there. Don't select any folder name because folder names we need to pass it dynamically. Click OK. So this is a sync. How to pass container name dynamically? ds param for sync folder. So this parameter where I need to select here file system. Whatever we have done, only those things I am explaining. Okay. So when you are pass that here, you need to pass that folder name to this parameter. How to pass it? At the rate item dot sync folder. That's all. So how this is looks like is something like this. Lookup which reads metadata, give it to the for each. Inside for each, you will have get metadata separately. After for get metadata, I'm taking if condition. Let me show you the flow. See, on high level, you will be able to see lookup after lookup for each. Okay, lookup on top, you can see for each. Now, if you want to see inside for each activities, go inside now. Click on go inside for each. Inside for each, what you will see, get metadata and if condition. Get metadata and if activity. So get metadata, take table name and checks if it is existed, it will be true. If it is not existed, it will be false. How to pass the output? Output dot exist. If it is a true, so now what you want to do? If it is a true, inside if true condition, inside true means click on this again further. Go inside true, we'll have a copy activity. What that copy will do? It reads the table and it write it into the sync folder. That is target. A file extension, if you want .csv, just mention .csv. So that's a simple app. So I need to do a extension to this. Okay, so I am going to take some extra time today. Okay, clear? So this is clear to all of you. Any questions still here? No, just debug. First get metadata. Error log table is existed if condition evaluates to true, copy activity will run. See, if condition evaluates to true, copy activity is running. So this is the first flow. For first one, for each has given table that is verified, it is available. If condition is true, it ran the copy activity done. Second table it has taken. Second table is customer table. So this is also available. The condition will be true. When the get metadata condition is true, okay, see here. So when the customer table condition is true, if condition will evaluates to true and copy activity will copy the data. This third table. This is a product table. This is basically output is true, meaning table is available. So if condition evaluates to true, copy activity will copy that table as next. Again, so get metadata basically takes sales LT orders, but the condition evaluates to false. When the condition evaluates to false, the if condition evaluates to false. If it is a false, I am not doing anything. That's why if condition is succeeded, but it is not executed anything. So that's how one by one, we are able to copy everything into the one by one. We are able to copy everything into the data lake storage Gen 2. Okay. Any questions still here?
Sir, I have a question in if condition. Okay. Like if you have the question, if you have do we have the option like if the condition is not satisfied, then it should go to the other part. Like here we have true.
So first, so there is a background noise. Do one thing. You can put it in the chat.
No, sir, it's not from my side. I think it's Krishna.
Please go mute rest of the people. Yeah, tell me your question once again.
Okay, if the true condition does not satisfy, if it is false, then can we do any activity like nested if condition on that, like else if kind of?
Nested if you cannot do you, so that is not possible. See, instead of false, you will not have if activity again. Got it?
Okay.
Nested,
Yes.
nested for each, all those things will not work directly, but there is a way how to implement those things. You will come to know. Okay, so it takes some time. You need to create two pipelines. You need to call one pipeline here, another pipeline here. So what you need to do is in this pipeline you need to take the if activity, one more if condition. So here whatever you need to validate, those details you need to pass it to pipeline 2. In pipeline 2 you need to validate. Instead of using nested for each, you need to pass those nested values to the pipeline 2 and you need to evaluate. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Next.
Malaya Krishna here. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, before implementing this logic like get metadata if activity, in case if you go in earlier logic, actually there is a orders table that is the fifth iterator. The pipeline will get failed at fifth iterator. In that means in earlier 4 tables we would have copied to the target location. In case pipeline got failed, so those 4 iterators would be rolled back or else
No. Those will be loaded. Those will be loaded. Those will not be rolled back. Okay.
Okay.
Next.
Malay, like for the failed activity for the tables that don't exist, are you planning to write them into any error log?
Yes. That part is coming now.
Okay.
Okay, fine. So let's start. Okay. Now, if you look at your orders table, when the orders table is not available, you are not doing anything. What is the use? So now what I want to do is, if table existed and copied successfully, then we'll update status as success, else failed. Okay, meaning this point I'm talking a reference to this. See now, you have basically copied all this table, but status is again ready. No. What I want to do is, If table existed copied successfully, then we'll update status as success. So this particular status I will update as a success. If the orders status is failed, if the orders is not available, I'll at least update status as failed. How to update if the status is failed, how to update status is succeeded is very simple. You need to create a stored procedure. Did we discuss stored procedure, how to create all those things earlier session, or we haven't? We have not discussed as of now.
We haven't.
Did we discuss the basics of stored procedure or not?
No.
No, sir, not discussed.
No
We
problem.
haven't.
See, if you want to create a table, you will say create table. If you want to create a stored procedure, you will say create procedure. Prompt. What is the procedure name? Update status user defined stored procedure. USP means user defined stored procedure. It's not a system defined. So create a procedure name. The syntax is as begin end. Anybody know how to update a status? Anybody know how to update a status?
Update table name set column name is equal to where condition we should give.
Let me explain to you update statements, how it will work. Okay, let's update metadata. You said I want to update a metadata table. What you want to update? Set status equal to succeeded. Okay, when you execute this, what happens is, so in this metadata, you are setting status as succeeded. Doesn't matter for which record. Everything will be updated as a success. Instead of that, you need to put some condition where SRC table equal to product. Only there you update. Okay, wherever source table is product, there only you update the status to succeeded. You can say like this. Now you see, execute this. Just I executed. Now when you say metadata table, how it will look like, you can see. Okay, now you see status is succeeded. Okay, now again I want to reset it to the back only for that record ready. See here, it is set to ready. So whenever you want to update a table, you need two things. So whether you want to set status as a failed, so let's say for product I will update status as a failed. See now, status as failed. So now I'll say status is failed for dates table. See dates table. Now you see date table status is also ready. What will happen if I remove this condition and if I say failed? Everything will set it as a failed. Now if I say ready here and execute this, select star from metadata. Now you see everything is showing as a ready. Got it? So with this, in this, create a procedure name as begin and end. Here you need to put that particular update statement. Update metadata set. What do you want to say? Status. I want to set it to dynamically. I need to get the status. That's why status underscore para. Where, how you will identify which row you want to update based on the source table. Source table equal to, if this one also we need to pass it dynamic source table para. Okay, so two parameters are different, at the rate status parameter, at the rate source table parameter. So why? Because first time source parameter can be a error log. Here status is success. Next source table will be a customer. Here success. Next product success. Product model success. Here the source table is the orders. Status will come as what? Failure. Okay, so this is the stored procedure I'm creating and run it. Sorry. You need to define the stored procedure. I'm very sorry. Where you need to define here, you need to say this is my first parameter. Which type of value you are going to get it here? Varchar, because this is also string value, right? So you need to define these parameters. Okay, you just to define those and create the stores. Simple. Okay, I'm just putting this in the chart window. If you want, you can take it. Okay, now create procedure, update, everything is good. Now what we need is come here, inside for each. If now here you need to tell me where I need to execute stored procedure, where I need to execute stored procedure.
In true condition.
Here. True, basically stored procedure you can execute here. Same stored procedure you can call it 2 times. Okay. Here also you can able to take the stored procedure. So why I have taken the stored procedure here, because when the table is not existed, that particular execution will come into the false. So in the false, I'll execute a SP to update status as failed by default. Okay. But what about this? If the copy activity successfully copied data, then I'll call the same stored procedure and update the status as success. So even though table is existed, but while copying data, there is some issues, maybe ADF issues or whatever issues, copy activity is failed. In that case, I need to call a second stored procedure for failure. Okay, how to do? You just see now. First, I'll go into the false condition. I'm going into the false condition. I need to simply call the stored procedure activity. There is activity called stored procedure activity, which basically calls the stored procedure. Where you created the stored procedure database. So you just choose your link service. Which is your stored procedure? See, these are the system stored procedure, but this is the USP, the one which we created. What parameters we need to pass to this? Source param and status. Status is always a fail. Why status is always fail? Why status is always fail? Because this is a false condition. When you will come into the false condition, when the table is not available. When the table is not available, which means that you did not copy the data. You did not copy the data. That's why you need to make it as a fail. Source table param. Okay. How, for which table? So first, for each will give first table. Okay, for each will give first table, you will check table is existed, you will copy. Second table you will take, table is not available, you will come here and you will update, meaning the table names. So in this item, which table you are trying to copy, that table name you need to get it from where? The table name you need to get it from where? For each, okay, item dot source table. Okay. First, let's say customer table will not come into the false condition. So in our case, first cost table will be copied, product table will be copied, product model will be copied, error log will be copied. When it comes to the orders table, the get metadata returns false as table not available. In the false stored procedure we are calling. Now what we are passing? We are passing the table name here as a orders table, and status we are updating as a fail. Okay, clear to all of you? Is this clear to all of you?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
This is false SP, because in the false condition we are executing this SP. Okay, next, in the true conditions, if copy activity is failure, what you need to do? If copy activity is success, what you want to do? See, same stored procedure. what I'm doing, this stored procedure one, success SP. This is a success SP, this is a failure SP. Now you see. Okay. I will say on success I want to execute this, on failure I want to execute this. I will say this is on failure is right click, you see failure. So on copy activity success I want to execute this, on copy activity failure I want to execute this. Clear? Clear to all of you?
Yes.
Okay. Now on success, what you want to do? You take a settings, come to linked services, same linked service, choose same stored procedure. You have two parameters, import parameters. You need to pass a table name. Which table is succeeded? How to get that table name? So we are inside for each. Remember, copy activity if condition everything is inside for each. That's why you can simply say item dot src table. Status is you can get it dynamically from the copy activity. See copy activity dot status you can see. Clear? So if it is a succeeded, status will go as success for that particular table. On failure, come here. Complete settings. So ls is update status SP import. Add dynamic content same at the rate item dot classic table. Okay, this is the table name. Status will come dynamically. Failure status also will come dynamically. Basically, you can do a lot more advanced things, but the only thing is you will not be able to understand everything by explain same day. Okay, so table name will come, status will come. So on success and failure. Now my question is, let's say this is the metadata. Select the star from. See, so customer table, error log, success, customer table, success, product model will success, orders will fail, date we are not taking at all. Now my question is, I want to make a failure of prod out, even though product table is existed, prod out, I want to make sure it is failed. So I'll update a table, see now, metadata, set sync folder equal to can you able to create the table name with special characters and capital letters and numbers? No, this is basically sync side. You will not be able to create table folder name or container name with this name. That's why copy activity will fail for which table? Product table. Got it? Even though source table is available, it will fail. Now what will happen? We'll see. Wonder affected. Are you able to understand everybody? See, this is the sync folder. It will not be able to create with this name, special characters and all there. So that's why it will fail. Even though source folder is existed, copy activity will fail this time. So I want to make understand. I want to just understand status what it will update. Okay. Now you just debug. Carefully observe now. Get metadata if activity. So this is the first table. Okay. Error log table, we don't have any issue. Copy data activity will be successful. Then stored procedure will run. Success stored procedure is running. It basically update the status to success. You can also see that status now. For the error log, status will appear as a succeeded. Okay. Next. Again, second, which is the second table? Second table, customer table. This is also success stored procedure will run because copy activity is succeeded. Okay, next. Start table, get metadata, if activity. Now you see this is for which table? Product table. Product table, what happens? Copy activity will fail. So copy activity is failed. So failure SP is running. What failure SP is going to do? Now you can see here in failure SP what it is going to do is run it. So failure SP basically updated status as failed. Now next come here. These all are little bit complex but very important scenarios. Okay. Next, for which table? So this is basically which table? Product model. Success SP will run. It's done. Next, get metadata. This is which table? Orders table, I guess. See, orders table is not available. False SP is running, not a failure SP. It's a false SP. False SP, what it will do? It will update the status to failure. Sorry. Okay, basically updated. That is okay. One second. Don't put single quotes for failure. Fine. But everybody understood, right? How this status, everything is updated. Okay. Now my question is, my simple question to all of you now is, how many records, if I rerun pipeline, how many records lookup will read?
5.
0 record.
Records. Everybody on same page? Clear? Any doubts on that? So basically, so this is a failed, this is a failed. So basically what happens, success things also it will try to recopy. That's why what I want to do is I need to adjust my lookup as well. Got it? What I'm saying?
Malay, one question.
One second, don't disturb at this time. So select star from metadata where is active equal to 1 and status not equal to succeeded. Not equal to succeeded means what? It can be not processed, which are ready to execute or which are failed. But don't take the jobs or don't take the records which are already succeeded. That's why I'm saying status is not equal to succeeded. I want to take. When I file this query, how many records it will give? Only the records which are
one record.
Why 1, 2 records? This is failed, this is failed. 2 records will come. So these 2 records it will try to process it again. Clear? So let's say there is one more record. Let me just update and show you. Let's imagine cust table. Okay, update metadata set status to ready, status to ready, where src table equal to product. Now now see metadata table is having like this. Let's say this record is not processed. Let's say customer also. See now, SRC table is having, these are
Table name wrong.
see now, this is ready, this is failed, this is failed. Now basically as per my data, error log already copied successful. I don't want to read product model. I don't want to read. I need only ready and failure. How? If you say not equal to succeeded, if you write this query, basically you will get those things. Here you are saying inactive records you remove, and I need active records and status is not equal to succeeded. Only those records. Those are ready and failure. So these two records will get it. So these two records only are going to process it next time on boards. This time what happens? Only the failure jobs it will take and it will rerun. Every time whenever some failure happened, it takes only failure jobs and it will rerun instead of copying again the copied records. Got it? Everybody understood this? I know this is very important and a little bit complex. So these are little bit complex logics that you need to understand, because all these are the real-time use cases. Yes, I know. So that's why what I'll do, I'll share recorded session immediately. Please go through, because if you understand this session, so you are very good with the Azure Data Factory. Because tomorrow I'll talk about the auditing, how to fetch the audit logs from the copy activity, because we will not go to monitor tab and we will not check in real time. We will collect all the audit logs into the audit table. How to collect audit logs tomorrow we will discuss. Day after tomorrow we will start incremental loads. Okay, one by one we will start. Okay, clear? Everybody's clear on this? Any
Malaya,
question?
in real time, if we face such issues, so the support team, the person in the support will go to the workflow and rerun it, or we have a retry flow.
That is basically we will come to know that we will notify to them saying that there is a failure in the pipeline. When they get the notification, they will come and check why this pipeline is failed. They are going to fix it manually.
Okay. We have any retry in ADF?
Retry option is there. Let's say, see example. What is the use of retrying in this case? Even if you tried multiple times, there is no use case. I already shown. I'm not sure to you or somebody else. So there is a retry on each activity. So example, copy activities failed for some temporary reason. You want to retry for some, like at least one time. Go to general, you see retry. Give one more time. So if it is first time it failed, after 30 seconds, it will retry again. Got it? So what will happen? What will happen in that case? If it is a retry, what will happen in that case? If second time also failed, you need to notify to the support team. Second time also failed means there is a manual intervention is required. You are triggering the notification to the support team. They'll come and fix the issue. Clear? So let me show you now. So debug now. Now lookup will take how many records? Only three records. Lookup, you can see lookup how many records it took. 3. Sales, customer, product, and orders. So first get metadata. This is a customer. There is no issue. This is smoothly going to happen. The execution, everything is done. For second thing, this product table is not available. What will happen? So get metadata. Copy activity is going to fail. So after copy activity failure SP will not run immediately. It will wait for 30 seconds. There is a retry copy activity is going to run. Now you see, it is waiting. I'm refreshing basically. Again, copy activity only going to run after 30 seconds. See, if condition is going forward. See, when I refresh, if condition, you can see here in progress. So that is 31, 34, 35. But a copy activity is not, there is no progress because it is waiting for 30 seconds. After 30 seconds, second same copy activity is going to retry. See, same copy activity is retry because we set the retry 1. So if this time also failed, failure SP will not, because only one time, one retry, right? That's clear. So next.
Yes, thank you.
Next, yes, sir. It says you are not eligible for free account while creating a zero. So that is something we cannot do anything basically. One thing is you try from another system. So the reason if you have created account already from your system, it may also track your IP addresses. That's why try from another system.
Malaya, like in copy activity, like in the queries, the copy activity failed. does it mean the pipeline itself failed? Like even though we have given the error handling mechanism here.
No, I did not get your question. Can you repeat?
So in for each we have the copy, right? So we are trying to copy from tables to the ADLS to Gen 2. So, but I mean, you're trying to create the folder with special characters, but that particular row has failed.
Yes.
So does it mean the pipeline itself failed, or the pipeline went well?
No, active. See, when the activity is failed, overall pipeline status will be failed only. Remember.
Yeah. So
overall
in this
pipeline status is failed only if anything is failed inside a pipeline.
So in this case, like, is the pipeline in fail status?
Yes, pipeline overall status is failed only.
Okay. So if we, though, even though we have we have given the error mechanism, we have handled that, right? So how can we make it like as success?
That we can simply put to some logics that we will discuss in the future. Okay. See, in the future, everything will come slowly, one by one. I'll add it.
Okay.
Sir, I have tried with.
What?
Sir, I have tried
Yes,
in another system also, sir, but it's saying it's showing the same error.
There is no, even though I am a trainer, I don't have any options to tell you, you do this, that for the account creation. Because account creation is something that they have some criteria. So which cards
need to use different credit card or debit card details and with new address.
Do one thing.
New address.
Please join. One second. Please join tomorrow 6:30 session. Tomorrow morning 6:30 session. So in that session I'll discuss. And next thing is meantime. So somebody, if anybody is having free trial account, please share it to one or two people, whoever is struggling. You can ask somebody in the group, okay? Whoever is having free trial, they may help you. Prudvi, okay?
Okay.
You can practice. Okay. Okay, friends. Please practice today's session. It's very important. So from tomorrow onwards, we will have 6:30 to 7 doubt clearance sessions as well. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you.